let's see. Why do we cling to words like Elmer that require explanation and inspire thoughts of crusty old men? Well,
Because we're
Gary.
stuck in the past. We're stuck in tradition. And it's something, but Elmer is not that old. I think it was in the 50s that it came, or was it not? Yeah, 50s or 90s. Or I know we did cover it back in an old episode, but it's just there's a lot of tradition in the hobby, and we just stick with it, and it's part of that, as I call ham speak, and we use cue signals on the air. We say 7-3 instead of best regards when we end a conversation on the air, even on voice, and that's a CW shortcut. Mm-hmm. But we just cling to the tradition, and so Elmer became one of those. And yes, you have to, when people scratch their head when they go, oh yeah, my Elmer's, helping me, they're like, what's an Elmer? Mentor. And just leave it at that. So I guess it's a way to differentiate our hobby from everybody else's.
And we need to cling to something. We need to have some things. Mm-hmm. And especially with the older generation, that is what they use. We can adopt that. Everybody wants to change things. There's so much change going on around us. I, for one, won't be trying to change your mind and your opinion about any of this stuff. You know what I mean? It's not for me to change it. I remember one year, I don't know if you'll remember this, Steve, but there was a time where this great debate over 73, 7-3, 7-3s, 73rds, and people were like, mm-hmm. you can't. I stopped saying 7-3 for a year, literally. And it was just because it was making people crazy. I say 7-3. And I guess I heard that, I'm a product of what I was hearing at the time and my Elmers and my mentors. So it was 73 or 7-3. Some people that I like very much say 73s. Some people think that's redundant. And so it became this thing. And I'm like, how about I just say goodbye for now? And I think a year on the air, I didn't say 7-3. It was just because it was like, you're crazy. You guys are getting crazy. I think we need to stop trying to change people's mind a little bit. Hold on to these traditions because this generation is falling off and it's kind of like our thing. There's nothing wrong with it. You can call it a mentor. It's not like you have to say anything. But just because somebody wants to doesn't mean it's wrong. And you think of crusty old men, Gary. I don't know. I don't think of that. I mean, what are you doing thinking of crusty old men in the first place?
No, I had a friend on the air that, and I've run into him all the time at Dayton, and he would always refer to 7-3rds, and it was like I never went back to correct him or anything. It was like, hey, that's your style of operating. Good on you. But yeah, there was people just losing their collective minds over that. And 7-3s, and it's like, okay, so what? It should be 7-3, just singular, not plural. Right. And I'm like, who cares? Just the thought of it, and it's like best regards. Be on your way. Don't worry about that.
When we're in the position where we would like to have more people go from being a technician into, we got to stop fighting among ourselves talking about crazy stuff. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter. The whole thing about telling people how they have to do it always annoyed me. And it was probably you that coined the phrase. I don't know. It maybe came out of somebody else's mouth, but it is your hobby. And if you're not breaking any laws and you're operating in the FCC guidelines, have a good time.
Who cares?
Who cares? I don't care what you say. So that's not to attack Gary here for this question, but it's tradition. There is a tradition, and let it be. Just let it be. How's that? Okay.
Excellent.
For complete episodes, subscribe where you get podcasts and click the bell here on YouTube for features and live streams.